So one of the things that I have been saying since I have went into this self-quarantine, I said to myself, and I've even been sharing with other people, is to come into this one way, but to leave better. What can I do to unpack the things in my mind and in my heart that I know have been hindering me from being the best person that I can be? And so I look at this situation of being quarantined and asking and being told to shelter in place and to do social isolation as an opportunity to grow and to deal with the issues in myself, in my own life. And so I wanted to share some of that with you because many of you need to do some of the same things. Many of you are struggling in your marriage and marriage has failed because you have not dealt with some of the issues that you have. You know, I read a study the other day that said it's between 2 and 12 that the trauma and the pain that we have impacts the entire rest of our lives. The pain that we have experienced, the trauma from 2 to 12 impacts our thinking for the rest of our life. And so what happens is when we go through life and we never unpack the pain, we can get used to dysfunction, and dysfunction becomes our function. And we don't even realize that we have been swimming and living and walking in our pain. Wow. And so I wanted to do this little video today, and I hope that you chew on this for a while and think about this as you're in self-quarantine and do some self-reflection to look at why you think the way you think, why you feel the way you feel. Now, let me give you a real story. This happened to me yesterday, which triggered this video today. I was praying yesterday, and I was listening to gospel music, and I was doing some reading and some meditating, and I just began to cry. Probably one of the hardest cries I've had in 5 years. And let me tell you why I started to cry. Because I started thinking about the fact that as a 49-year-old man, I've never been shopping with my father. I've never even had a man to take me shopping. And I thought about that, man, and I was overwhelmed with emotions so that I felt uncomfortable. I felt weak. I felt stupid. So much so that I got up and I started to move around the house to refocus my mind. Because what I realized was I had not yet unpacked that pain. You should visit the pain in your mind so you're not shocked when it comes. One of the things that I do, and didn't know it several years ago, but then I realized it and start being intentional in doing that, is embracing the pain, unpacking the pain very intentionally so that I would not be shocked when things happened, anything disappointing and whatnot. But I knew that my response to whatever was happening to me is based on the trauma and the pain that I've experienced in my past, and if in fact I've actually dealt with it. I want you to chew on that now. Look, my father is an alcoholic, and he beat my mother. My mother is a manic depressant, I believe, because of the abuse from my father. My friends, we are born looking like our parents. but die looking like our decisions. I've had to decide to make a conscious decision that I wouldn't be my father's son, that I wouldn't be an alcoholic, that I wouldn't be an abusive man. But in order for me to do that, I've had to unpack the pain. I've had to embrace the pain. And it is a very difficult process because you feel weak, like nothing you have ever felt before. It's a weakness that you feel. You feel vulnerable. But it's through that process that we become who we're supposed to be. It is that precious. It is that pressure that makes us precious. Woo. I want you to chew on that. It's that pressure that makes us precious. It's embracing that pain, those disappointments, that trauma that actually allows us to walk in our purpose. The one thing that God has continued to show me is that one day I will benefit from the bruises if I embrace the pain. That has been a hard thought for me to even process, is that God has made it clear to me that the benefits, that there are benefits to the bruising. Thank you, Lord. But in order to benefit from the bruises, I first have to be willing to embrace the pain and unpack the pain. I've sat in the shadows of shame for so long that now I have the strength and the confidence to stand in the light. And it's interesting because I have not always felt that. I told someone the other day, a group of people the other day, that I have never felt worthy. And that's one of the reasons why many people never accept their calling to get out and to go serve and to speak publicly, is because they feel so unworthy. They know the thoughts, the stinking thinking, the lustful thoughts, the things they do in the dark. And they allow that to keep them from pressing forward and walking completely in their purpose. Let me tell you something, my friends. That is part of the tricks of the enemy, is to make you sit in shame, so much so that you never master your gift. Woo. And never allow you to go into your purpose. See, in order to really get and walk in your purpose, you have to let go of the shame. My. You have to climb over the shame, over the pain to get to purpose. You don't get to purpose without pain. Pain, process, prayer, power. There is a strategy. There is a process to this thing. And it starts with pain. One of the things I have realized, and I want to share this with you as I end this, is life is a series of shifts. It's all about preparation. It's all about how you handle the shifts. Right now, as we sit in quarantine and deal with this coronavirus, it's just a shift. It's the unknown. It's uncomfortable right now. We can't move around in our daily lives like we always has. It's a shift. We have to understand that living in the meantime is a mean time. And that can mess with